There are two words we're seeing more of these days: gluten-free. But gluten-free does not have to mean flavor-free. Anne Byrn is the author of Unbelievably Gluten-Free. Welcome to the show.
Great to be here. Thank you.
I am so excited that we're making brownies today that are gluten-free, and they're absolutely delicious. I sampled earlier. Excuse me. I had to try some. They were here. So where do we start?
Very easy. You start with a stick of butter.
Okay.
And you melt it in a saucepan. These are called saucepan brownies. We're going to add some brown sugar and also some white sugar.
Okay.
Super easy, just like you would, making homemade brownies at home.
Okay. Now, what is gluten exactly?
Gluten is the protein that's found in wheat, barley, and rye. So if you're on a gluten-free diet, you usually cannot have wheat flour. So in these brownies, to substitute for the wheat, we're going to add a little bit of cornstarch, okay?
Okay.
And we're going to add cocoa, which would normally be in brownies anyway. And I think people forget that in baking, cocoa acts like a flour. It really binds things, it adds a lot of, structure. And then we're going to add it and eggs, just like you normally would, and some vanilla, salt, and then fold in some chocolate chips. Pretty easy. This is all done in a saucepan. It's from scratch. It's homemade, and kids can make it, and there's no gluten in it whatsoever.
Now, I love about these brownies, they're really dense and gooey and chewy.
Yes.
What's the secret to the gooey chewies?
There's no wheat flour. Wheat flour gives things structure. It makes pizza crust and pizza dough rise, bread rise, gives it structure. But in baked goods, often wheat flour, can make things dry. You add too much flour to a recipe, your cake is dry, your pie crust is too crumbly. So there you go. Here's a recipe where it sort of pays off to not have the flour in it. And that, all the publicity and popularity of flourless chocolate cakes, because you get that ooey gooey kind of flavor.
Delicious,
like
fudge.
Yeah.
Now, you've had several cookbooks prior to this one that have gluten in them.
They do. Oh, yeah, people know me. Full disclosure, right?
Yeah,
people know me as a cake mix doctor. And that's how I got into this. I had so many people emailing me, begging me to come up with recipes that were gluten-free because they had a spouse, a child, someone who could no longer have gluten. And I am not, but I was really astounded that the price of gluten-free ingredients were so expensive and the taste of a lot of the ingredients was pretty horrible. So I really set out to write some books. This is a dinner book where people can, lasagna, brownies,
you've got some great examples.
Lots of stuff that really tastes good.
Okay, so what's next with the brownies?
That's it. After this, they go into a pan, they go into a 350 oven for about, 25-30 minutes, and then you have the ooey gooey, brownies right there. That's it.
Wow, that's
super
easy.
Easy.
Very
easy.
Almost as easy as a box of brownies, which is usually the way I grow.
Well,
it
is, and you know what? And everything's probably in your kitchen.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
I love that.
Yeah.
Easy and absolutely delicious. Now,
Yes.
you have an event coming up tonight.
I do. I have an event tonight. It's a girls' night in, and y'all have all that information. I believe it's at Portfolios here in Kansas City, and tickets are still available.
Yeah, tickets are still available, so go check it out. And Michael, you gonna come in and try some gluten-free brownies?
I missed what some of the other yummy yums were.
Well, we've got the lasagna, which is made with brown rice noodles. Okay, we got that for your lunch if you like it.
Yes,
and we're holding you some chicken too. Some smashed chicken that
We're
we
gonna
made
eat
earlier.
like champs today. Give it up. Yay.
All gluten-free. But yeah, try it. That's a scone that's made gluten-free and also a brownie.
And I think the brownies are ooey gooey. That's
Ooey gooey?
Ooey gooey.
All right, ooey gooey.
Dig in and tell me what you think.
I'm totally gonna dig in.
Okay, so how do you check if your brownies are done? Do you do the toothpick trick?
Well, I tell you pretty much when time in the recipe, check it on that first time, and then the top should feel sort of crunchy on top, but you still want it ooey gooey in the middle. And then for best slicing, you put them in the fridge or the freezer.
This literally melts in your mouth. Melts in your mouth.
And it's perfect for your diet.
I know,
Try it
right?
right now. That's right.
Score.
And it feels good to eat more natural foods as well, as opposed to processed foods. So go make some.
And this is somebody,
brownies.
and somebody, if you're gluten-free or you're not, somebody will like it.
Delicious either way. Thank you for coming
All
on the
right.
show. I
Okay,
appreciate
great.
it.
Good to be
Coming
here.
out tomorrow.